Listen, I know what you're thinking. Another remaster, another remake from PlayStation, which means everybody's asking the same questions. Why are they doing this? Who is this for? We want new games. If you're asking a question, why would PlayStation do this? Track with me here, because a lot of people miss this huge part in the equation, and it's easy to miss. If you've been with PlayStation since the very beginning, if you've played all these games and you're always there and you're buying them right when they come out, it might not make any sense to you why they continue to do remasters and remakes of their games. The thing that people are missing is something that was just revealed by PlayStation on an earnings call, and this is not the first time they've outlined this. They continue to get new users. There were about 9.5 million consoles sold by PlayStation last quarter, and out of those, half of those people were brand new users. Now that's in addition to the previous reports where they said like 30% of their monthly active users on PS5 never had a PS4. That's millions upon millions of people that never had a chance to play Days Gone. They never had a chance to play Horizon Zero Dawn or The Last of Us Part 2, maybe even The Last of Us Part 1. If they're tracking and getting new users, this is a great way to help those people build their library. The minute you buy your PlayStation 5, it's more valuable. You've got a lot more games to choose from. So instead of having, 6 or 7 next-gen games to choose from, you have 10, 11, 12, and that list continues to grow. We know that when people buy games for a library, it makes them more loyal to the platform. So giving new users a greater opportunity to buy more games isn't just good for the consumer, it's also good for PlayStation because they want to keep those people on their console. Now, there are a lot of claims that you can't get new users in the console market, but PlayStation is somehow figuring out a way to do it. There is also another big aspect of this that everybody keeps forgetting. It's not just about helping somebody build their library and getting them to be loyal to PlayStation. Yoshida recently did a round of interviews after he retired, and he said that gamers really need to be more okay with remasters and remakes because they help fund new games. Now, he wasn't saying you have to buy those games because that's going to help pay for new games. He was simply saying you've got to be okay with sometimes getting a remake or a remaster from a studio because they're in demand. People buy them. It generates revenue, and then that can fund something new. So consider what he said in light of what we know happened with Days Gone. It didn't get great reception at launch. It was buggy. It had some performance problems. The review outlets were a little lukewarm towards it, and so it didn't do that well. If you also look at the way the game is built, it clearly looks like a game that's suited for a stronger console. Very, very good-looking graphics. The faces, the emotion on their faces, the way they did the emotion capture. It's an open-world game. There's lots of enemies and NPCs on the screen at once. This feels better suited for a newer console. And when it got added to PS Plus years later, it got a bunch of praise. Everyone was like, wait, why did this game not do as well? Why did it not get a great score? And why didn't you greenlight the sequel? Well, what better way to get the sequel ball rolling? You remaster the first game, get it back into the market, get it into the hands of millions of new players, hands, and they start saying, this is a great game. I would love there to be another one. This could help fund efforts of not just a new game from Bend, but it could make those Bend executives say, hey, we should give the sequel another shot. We know Bend's got time to work on something because they had their live service game that they were working on canceled. So, Days Gone hopeful fans, you may have gotten some really good news with things that were pretty much viewed as a negative. A canceled live service game and another remaster, well, that could be just what the doctor ordered to get Days Gone 2 back in action. But those are just my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. And don't forget to hit subscribe. That way you can check out the live streams that I do on a regular basis. And as always, please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe.